It's now time for Me and My Roku with host Peter Clay.
The line between reality and ridiculous.
Incidentally, this is Peter.
So we have a voicemail now from Peter.
Pete, you are not.
Not everybody sounds like Peter Clay.
This is what it's all about, isn't it?
Peter Clay is here today.
Wow. Oh, boy.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another fantastic edition of Me and My Roku. I'm your host, Peter Clay. Welcome aboard. We're not quite in quarantine yet, but looks like we're heading that direction. Who knows? And when you listen to this 6 months from now, you're going to be going, what is he talking about? So, because by then we're either all dead or we're wondering what the hell is that all about. But who's to say? Because apparently common sense has left the building and all that stuff. Yes, 29 people dead. Golly gosh, that's too bad. Compare that to everyone who's died. That's such a small number, but yet 24/7 News, Sirius XM donating a channel to it and all that stuff. But I guess it's good for Roku. If you're a Roku head, this is fantastic news for you because you can just stay home and watch your Roku. Or is it good? Because everyone's at home and everyone's getting on the Roku or their streaming device or their TV or their phone or whatever it is and hogging up all the bandwidth. We'll see, because apparently that's the direction we're heading. So I can't imagine. I know there's a line between prudent and panic, but there also needs to be a line between reality and ridiculous. And I'm losing my mind on this stuff. So I just stay in the background and go, okay, everybody, and let everyone do their thing and stuff. So I'm hoping that podcasters and podcast listeners are a little more informed in all that stuff. So if this is an issue, that it's so bad that, we can't go to sporting events and we can't be around, in groups of 1,000 people or more, then what the heck have we been doing? When there's influenza and the common cold and herpes and all, I don't know. I mean, it's just like we shouldn't touch each other. We shouldn't do folks, just stick to your Roku and you're going to be okay. So we got a lot of things to get to. So let's get started. Okay. Well, that was like therapy to me there. I just had to let loose there a little bit, but I'm okay now. So if you are looking for like your local news or something to get information on these things, you can find that on your Roku. There is a local news section when you're looking for streaming channels in the streaming channels area. Look for that. And then you have to look for it to see if any of your local stations are on there then. Another good trick you can learn is just to go to your local station's website to see if they have a Roku channel. Sometimes they announce that on there. Also, the Roku channel itself is going to have live streaming from Yahoo and Newswire and Cheddar and things along those lines too. So if you need news about that stuff, you can find it on your Roku just as easy. If you have your live TV streaming services, of course, you'll see it at NBC and MSNBC and all that stuff too. So NBC News has their own app and all that stuff. I would tend to recommend not being on mass media right now for this stuff, but who's to say? So, I mean, do you think they want it to go right now? No, this is a cash cow for them. It's like, oh, I thought we were just going to have the election this year. Oh, bonus. So, yeah, they want to stretch this as long as they can. So, but it's all available on your Roku if you wish. Hey, another thing to take your mind off of things is movies. And, of course, you got YouTube. You've got your free stuff like Tubi and all those things and Pluto TV along those lines. But if you need a little extra thing, remember Hulu has movies. If you have Hulu, we have Hulu here. And I noticed that CBS All Access now has added movies. Stuff that I've seen in some of the other, I don't see any real exclusives, but it's just in shop but one in one app type of thing. So if you're looking at some of your shows and want to throw a movie on, then too as well. We added Disney Plus back. I never took it off the channel. I just let it lapse for my gift card function. So we put it back on when we got down to, we watched Captain America, the First Avenger. We watched that on Amazon Prime. We wanted to get to the sequels, and then we had to go to Disney Plus. So we did that as well. Amazon Prime, another stuff there. You can binge on some of the shows there, and then watch the movies as well, included with Prime and IMDb if you want to watch a free movie. So you have plenty of options if you're quarantined. So it's all good for you and your Roku here on me and my Roku. Alrighty. Well, if you've been listening enough, or if you're just starting, you're going to learn. I'm not a big, the top 10 things you need to know about this, or this versus that, and he said, she said, and all that stuff. But there is a new article on, well, it's from a couple months back, from the Roku blog itself. So this is coming directly from Roku, and that is the top 5 myths about cord cutting. Let's try that again. The top 5 myths about cord cutting. Let's go over them one by one, shall we? And you can look it up for yourself at blog.roku.com and just search for it there. But this is coming from the horse's mouth, directly from Roku. Myth number 1, cord cutting uses a lot of data. Now, I don't know about you, I have unlimited data. That was one of the reasons why I went with but some do have caps of around 1,000 gigabytes or even unlimited data. But if there is a cap on there, so if it's 1,000 gigabytes, that's 333 hours of full HD movies and TV every month. So unless you're quarantined and all that stuff, you should be fine. Myth number 2, cord cutting won't actually save you any money. We've talked about this a couple of times, and by we, I mean me. You choose what you want, and you decide what's worth to you. So if you want to save money, yes, you can get rid of everything and just pick and choose what you want and not go with anything at all. Just go off the air antenna and all that stuff. But if you've budgeted things right or use gift cards like I do, you can pick and choose what you want. So at least the money that you're spending is going to what you actually use, not equipment, not taxes and fees and stuff like that too. So you have one purchase, your internet and your Roku, and then that's it. That's all you need. Myth number 3, if you cut the cord, you won't be able to watch your favorite shows when they air. Not really. There's Hulu Plus Live, there's Philo, there's Sling, there's YouTube TV, there's Fubo. Any of those will get what you need. And Philo starting at $20 a month, and Fubo at $54, and Hulu at $54, And then I use YouTube TV. So there you have it. And then they also have DVR functions, a lot of them too, or on demand. Myth number 4, you can't channel surf if you've cut the cord. Yes, no, maybe, kind of, sort of. For most things, no, but Hulu Live, YouTube TV, Fubo, they have good styles. You can flip around if you want pretty easily. But it's not that hard to get out of one app and go to another too. You can surf apps if you want that too. Pluto TV is an old style, grid style type of thing. Zumo does that as well too. So that's just crazy talk. Myth number 5, cord cutting is too complicated to be worth the switch. And folks, that's why we use the Roku. Because you hook it up and you connect it and you're good to go. It's actually a lot easier. To me. And that's why it's me and my Roku. Okay, kids, gather around. Let's have a little chit-chat, a little powwow, a little get-together here. And we talk about support. Anyway, I'm looking for a little love, a little Spreaker love. I've been going through the statistics and all that stuff, and I'm just amazed I have any listeners at all, because I'm just sitting here using muscle memory and all that stuff, or trying to maintain muscle memory in doing this stuff. So I appreciate any listen or follow or anything like that at all. I used to have quite a following on Spreaker, an independent podcast thing, like Anchor, like all these things. I see Wager Talk and all that stuff uses Spreaker. And I used to have a little bit of a following. When I did my Radio Affliction stuff, I used to get on this. So I'm this is dead, dying. I don't know. It sees there. It sees that it's going there and all that stuff. So it's available on the menu. So no Roku love on Spreaker. And so I don't want to spread that out because Spotify doing great. Apple Podcast doing great. Stitcher, love you. All that stuff. Even YouTube, even not then. And I'm not even putting the things on or anything like that. It's just a video of the graphic and the podcast. So there you have it. So I have an external microphone and a phone. And when it's not restarting and all that stuff, I'm going to be doing little 2-minute segments here and there just for the Spreaker folks. If you want to check that out, go to Spreaker.com or get the Spreaker app and look for me and My Roku on that as well. And if I have a fleeting thought, I'm just going to record it real quick and maybe I'll use it on the show here sometime. I'll put it on the tail end or something like that. So just so you know, just a little love just to get some love from Spreaker. I mean, I'm not trying to get thousands and millions and stuff like that. One on Spreaker would be great. I don't know what happened. But anyway, folks, this show could not happen if it wasn't for Spreaker. But one, it can happen at all without the Internet Archive. They have been providing the bandwidth for this podcast and all my podcasts, we'll say since 2006. It might be earlier than that, but around that general time frame. A long time, 14 years. And I can't thank them enough. And so if I feel like I'm not doing my bit, if I don't come out there and say, shout from the rooftops, the Internet Archive is the most wonderful thing. 4.5 million auto recordings available. 20 million books and texts. 4 million videos. 3 million images. 200,000 software programs. 20 million books and texts. I think I said that. What is that? 330 billion with a B, billion web pages through the Wayback Machine. It's all for you, all free. Here's something else. Amazing collection of pulp magazines going back 75 years is now available online at the Internet Archive. Please check it out today. Please consider supporting it. Make a little donation and help them out because they are doing a bunch of things. As part of that 4.5 million auto recordings, not just this podcast, 180,000 live concerts. Not all of them are the Grateful Dead, but, most of it is. But, hey, that's all right. Check it out today, please, at archive.org. Okay, some news and notes. If you have a Movies Anywhere account, I've talked about that before, where you can link your purchases of digital movies, whether it's Amazon, Apple, Tubi, Vunu. There. I get them all confused. All these names are horrible. Anyway, it puts them all in one, so they're all available on one. Google Play, all that stuff. So all can be within Movies Anywhere or within all of those other apps. But you have to log into Movies Anywhere from time to time just to make sure that you are still connected to your things and that if there's one that needs reconnection or anything like that, or you could lose a movie or 2 or 12 or whatever it is, if you buy movies all the time. So that's note number 1. Note number 2, Fubo TV. That's why I had it on my mind. If that's something you're looking for now that PlayStation View is gone, they've added the NHL Network and MLB Network. They were both on PlayStation View, and so now they've been added to Fubo. MLB Network is also available on YouTube TV, and that's what I have. So if you want to be like me, there you go. A couple of people have talked to me about Quibi, and will I be talking about that on this show? And the answer to that is I talk about what I want, number 1. And number 2, Quibi, when that comes out, now this is going to be a streaming service that's going to have binge-worthy shows that only in movies at about 10 minutes in length. But it's only going to be on mobile. It's only going to be on Android and Apple, iOS. For now, but possibly somebody else. But so if it's not on the Roku and I don't get it, then I don't talk about it. You notice I don't talk about Netflix that often because I don't get it. And when I do, then I do, type of thing. So, comings and goings. Going finally was the Redbox. I finally got rid of it. And the Cooking Channel because it's not on YouTube TV. So they have free stuff on there. Tons of commercials on there, and I get so much through YouTube TV, through Food Network, and even through Hulu that it just didn't make any sense to me, and I needed to even out my grids, my apps, and all that stuff. So something needed to go, and that was the most available thing right there. MLB TV, I talked about this last week. They will be back if you're a T-Mobile listener, or if you know what I mean, customer. And so as part of T-Mobile Tuesday, MLB TV you'll get the full season as far as that goes. If you want to get started on that, or if you had the season last year, you can still keep it to stay logged in, and you can go back to last year and play the free game of the day if you wish. So that will come to you for free as well, because it was indeed the free game of the day. So little tidbit there for you. Hey, this has been a lot of fun. I need to get back to my Roku because we got conference championships, we got the coronavirus, we got all this stuff on here. I better get back to my Roku before I'm quarantined into doing so. So better to do it on my own. So I hope you enjoyed today's program. Once again, special thanks to archive.org for their support and providing the bandwidth. Hey, if you want to know more about how I get gift cards, I put a link in every podcast now. When you can see it on your podcast provider there of how I get gift cards and all that stuff. Click on that. It just check it out for yourself. No twists. No, don't let me sway you. It's just what I do. That's what I do on this show. So it's there for you to check out if you wish. Also, the opening segment of this program will be available on Instagram. My handle there is Pierre Argyle, one word. No spaces. It's just my name in French. No big deal. Sometimes you can catch that on Twitter. That's at Radio Affliction. Check that as well. Subscribe to the Me and My Roku podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Spreaker. Please check it out on Spreaker. Spotify, TuneIn, YouTube, iHeartMedia, and radio.com. If you have questions, comments, or just need to do something more one-on-one, email me at meandmyrokupodcast@gmail.com. I hope you're enjoying you and your Roku as much as I'm enjoying me and my Roku. And I'll be back with you real soon.